Hey guys, my name is Cakes Mitchell, and today I'm going to talk about why Hopsin is a genius and paved the way for a lot of other people, and why he deserves a lot more credit.
Check it. I used to be the goofy man you hounded, the special ed kid at lunchtime the bitches wouldn't stand around with. I would jack off so much back at my parents' house, and now my dick has a permanent imprint of my hand around it.
I've been a lifelong Hopsin supporter, jumping on board way back when the Ill Mind of Hopsin 3 was released, finding it on Hot New Hip Hop or undergroundhiphop.com. I don't remember which one. It was way back in like 2009.
They tell me that my vibe is too dark, my eyes are too harsh. That's all I have to hear when I rhyme a few bars. I kinda live a rapper's life, shit. Mine is 2 cars and free girls to fuck, cause where I'm from the highness do charge.
Since then, I've watched the ups and downs of Hopsin's career. The biggest notable spikes that I've noticed in Hopsin's career is the release of a couple songs, which I'll get to in a little bit. He is a master at making people recognize him and paying attention to him. He seems to always have something up his sleeve and would play on that a lot in his career-changing moves. Obviously, it is impossible to name every moment that made Hopsin famous and popular, but I just want to name a couple today that popped out to me. The first and maybe the biggest for me was the release of the Ill Mind of Hopsin 4. This was Hopsin's I'm Here Now moment. Hopsin relied on something in this track that a lot of artists back then did not, and that is comedy.
Nobody care about how much money you stack. I murder everything I touch, buddy, move back. Got enough guts to soon trash and bust up your fluke act and leave your fans saying, how the fuck does he do that?
Reminiscent to early Eminem, he dresses up like a girl and successfully gets a wow factor from a lot of his viewers. They saw him as his jokester, playful kind of artist, and someone to call other artists out on their bullshit. Hopsin wasn't afraid to diss people. He wasn't afraid to be playful and to be open on a track and to really just not be a serious artist, which was a nice breath of fresh air that we really didn't have at that moment. There was no Lil Dicky back then. We just had this new kind of comedic element, but it was also really good rap. I mean, Hopsin really worked, at least for me, because he was able to mix being able to actually be a really good artist lyrically and be funny and be entertaining. Which leads us to one of the biggest reasons why this track blew up, and that is the diss to Tyler, the Creator.
Whack beats and gap teeth like Tyler, the Creator? Motherfucker, you not dope. So you try to get some attention by cussing and eating a fucking cockroach? And gobbling, you get no props on it. It sucks so much, I get blowjobs from it.
At this point, Hopsin was known as the guy who threw jabs at people, like on the song Sag My Pants. He threw some jabs at Rick Ross and Drake and Lil Wayne. But this was the first time in a large scale. Tyler was at a high point in his career with the release of Yonkers, and Hopsin played up on that. He dressed up like him, he kind of mimicked the video, ate a cockroach, and took a lot of jabs at Tyler. What he really did here, and the genius of what he did, is he was riding the coattails of something popular and commenting on it. And he did so in a funny and controversial manner, which got a lot of people talking about Hopsin, which was in a good or bad light, but they were talking about this new artist, Hopsin. It was hard to ignore the fact that someone dissed Tyler, the Creator, who was one of the biggest artists at that moment, and you wanted to watch the video and the artist that did that. And next, guys, is Tiny Chat. You're thinking to yourself, what? Tiny Chat was this website way back in the day where it was basically a live streaming service. Hopsin would get on video on a webcam, and other people that were fans would also get on the webcam, and they would just ask Hopsin questions. Hopsin would play music, he would freestyle, and he would just sit here hours on end. It seemed a couple times a week, and would really get to know his fans.
Hey, yo, where's my diss at, man? Where's my diss at? You quit, stop all the playing, man. Where's it at?
Oh, yo, I got it. You want to hear it?
Yeah, nigga, I really want to hear it, right, nigga. Can you play it for me, please?
It was something that no one else at this point was doing, and Hopsin grew some diehard fans like myself back in the day because he would take the time to really talk to his fans, get to know them, and would just be so personable of a person where you felt like you really learned about him as a person, even more so than an artist. And keep in mind, this was before Instagram Live, before there was big social media outlets. Hopsin would just sit on this for hours on end, and he seemed to be the only artist doing that, so you felt really connected to him as a person. In the last big spike here today, guys, is I want to talk about the Ill Mind of Hopsin 5 through 8. This is where I believe Hopsin realized that the Illmind series was going to be a staple in his career and something that almost everyone looks forward to each and every year.
All of your brain cells rotting from weed. You feeling like if you ain't got it, life's not as complete. You having sex with every motherfucking body you see, with a past so dark that Satan to jump out of his seat.
He would focus on a particular subject and really go in depth in the subject matter, questioning it and really tearing it apart. But it was Illmind 5 that was the biggest turning point for Hopsin. This was the first time he hit 1 million views within 24 hours, which was unheard of back then, especially for an independent artist. The video was spread like wildfire, and it was because he was talking on a controversial issue so openly that no other artist was doing so. He was talking internally, he was conscious about it, and he was really trying to break down in each Illmind from 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, talking about these issues internally and the battle with it himself. Similarly, you can see a lot of artists today trying to do a similar kind of thing. An artist that jumps out to me that's really doing it and really doing a great job at it is Joyner Lucas, especially with the song I'm Not Racist. The only real difference between Joyner and Hopsin here, talking about these controversial songs and having these controversial kind of songs, is that Joyner talks in a third person aspect where Hopsin talks in a first person aspect. Joyner in a lot of his songs puts himself in third person. He puts himself in the shoes of somebody else and tries to understand their perspective on whatever he's trying to explain. Whereas Hopsin just talks to himself out loud. But Joyner is doing a similar kind of thing that Hopsin did early in his career that really helped him, was talk about these controversial subjects and have it do so in a way that will go viral. And you can see other artists trying to do the same thing in other artists such as Chris Webby and Raw Thoughts. Illmind Raw Thoughts. I mean, come on, dude. And J-Zack in the song Shooter, just to name a few. And you can even see Chris Webby with the Raw Thoughts turning that into a series with having Raw Thoughts 1, 2, and 3. Hopsin, since these initial spikes in his career, has made a style shift into a more trap and serious route, which for me did not really work. It wasn't until he returned to a genuine style in the album No Shame did I really feel the return of a genuine Hopsin.
Hey, I fucked up.
And Hop successfully made another spike in the Illmind of Hopsin 8, bashing his business partner Damian Ritter, but for the most part, other than that, has been pretty quiet. Hopsin, after deconstructing Funk Volume and starting a new record label in Undercover Prodigy, I think has focused a lot of attention towards that rather than his own personal career. But Hopsin's genius is without a doubt something that I think deserves a lot more credit. Hopsin is someone that a lot of these independent artists should look up to as the pinnacle of what it can be to do something independently. Hopsin legit was in the basement of his mom's house making songs and recording songs and was able to make a career out of that successfully and make millions of dollars. Hopsin is a genius in his own right, and I just wanted to make this small video explaining how smart this dude actually was, especially on the marketing side of things and being able to make things blow up. So thank you guys so much. My name is Cakes Mitchell. If you guys have any other ideas of these kind of videos you want me to make, leave those in the comments. But other than that, thank you all so much. My name is Cakes Mitchell, and until next time, blah.